over here.
Uncle Elroy. I'm on fire. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in the right corner waiting at a whopping 180 pounds. To the left corner waiting at a whopping, I don't know.
First of all, I do not weigh no 180 pounds.
Here we go.
This is the right corner, Tim.
That is the right corner. I did say corner, but that could be associated with both of y'all.
There's no corner over here, though.
Well, technically, you in the right corner, too. And I know you're not
careful now.
180 pounds.
She is the Aries. Females Aries are much more dangerous than the male counterpart. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Apes Cafe. We live and direct on the airways, and I'm gonna have everybody introduce themselves to the right corner, even though it's not a corner.
What's good, y'all? It's Queen Brittany.
Jake One, aka Sevos. Everybody.
What's up, man? It's your boy Cool Kev, man. Live. Yo, it's your boy DeAndre. What's it good, yo?
And today we're gonna. How y'all doing? Before we talk about how y'all niggas been doing. I miss y'all. How you doing? I got my cousin to my right, y'all. Shout out to my cousin. Y'all give him a round of applause, y'all. What you
Hey.
got my little cousin. I can't say little because the nigga taller than me, but
He
after
look
all,
bigger
he
than
is
you.
little
Yeah.
to me. You know what I mean? That's my little
Whatever,
nigga. You know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. How y'all been, man? Y'all been all right?
I'm doing good, man. My body a little sore, you know, hard works.
Yeah. Some shit going through. There's some times happening now.
It's all in the shoulder, in the wrist, I guess.
So you been doing some extra
I'm doing fucking
activities.
phenomenal. You know,
Right,
I'm doing
right.
great. I feel great.
You doing
I'm
all right,
happy to be here tonight.
Wait, you
Don't
good?
try to cut me off.
I'm
No, I'm just playing. Go
Nah,
ahead,
Tell
Tim.
him. Tell him.
I interject. I'm trying to make sure I
No, I'm
spread.
fucking with
greatest
Tim.
rapper
You know,
alive.
I was in the middle of talking. He just turned
I
his head real
apologize,
quick like
man.
this. It's okay. It'll grow back. It'll
You
grow
know how you trying
back.
to spread the peanut butter on the bread? You trying to get that peanut butter and jelly to the edges? All I did was just spread it to the middle. I'm sorry.
Turn around.
It just turned into a blob. You know how don't buy cheap jelly because the jelly clump. You gotta buy the
Stop it,
expensive jelly
Tim.
and spread for
Man,
correct.
you gotta buy the peanut butter and jelly mix.
Hey,
Imagine being allergic to peanuts.
That's not funny. Your ass can die.
Jelly, no peanut butter.
It's crazy times, y'all. We got
Damn.
balloons getting shot down. China mad.
Oh.
We got Valentine's around the corner. People say they really love and don't love.
That's what they do.
I got a hole in my bottom lip, beard
That's
in
okay.
my beard.
Good?
Hey, go back. It'll be all right. I'm perfect. But today,
No, he not, y'all. Don't let him.
no. So let me get serious. All right. So today I really want to talk about, I asked my colleagues here, and everybody like floundered like fish, that just came out the ocean or just came out of a body of water just flopping around. They didn't know what they really, I asked them. I tried to get everybody to kumbaya. Nobody want to kumbaya. That's fine.
We was too busy listening to you freestyle. all night, Tim. Forgive us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That we was so entertained, that we could not come up. We know what we talking about. You said it like, we know.
Oh, y'all do know?
Let's get it.
Okay, let's start it off. What we talking about?
Why black people always against each other? Why relationships don't work? Why people getting together and breaking up?
And the reason why, I highlight it, sister, hit the target. You gotta be careful with the Aries woman. Be careful. But the reason why it's hard to argue with them, because the reason why I brought up those two topics is this is Black History Month.
It is Valentine's
I actually
Day.
don't like Black History Month. That's another. Y'all probably get into it if y'all ask the right questions. I don't like Valentine's Day. If you really look at the history of what it means, you won't like it either. But
What do you mean?
I forgot Google. It's some terrible shit. But
You know what? That's a good display of you get what you put out.
you get what she put
Because you
out.
just did that to us right before the podcast. But carry on, Tim.
It's very true.
God.
Very true.
Damn. I don't even remember what I did.
He definitely did.
What'd I do?
He was like, I'm crouton. Look it up.
Look it up.
Oh. Okay.
Damn, I forgot about that. All right.
Okay, I even forgot.
I just realized my
Yeah.
phone
If
ain't
that
on
was a
silent.
battle, sis got you with the rebuttal. But
Why you
anyway,
bringing up old shit?
but what I want to talk about just why Black people. I had an episode previously about Black people not sticking together, and the difference from the episode to this is it's Black History Month, and let's start with the Black question: how Black people should treat one another. You got so many, when you got KKK can sit back and just see us destroy each other, eat a box of Order Red and Baka popcorn. You know what I mean? Why?
That ain't healthy anyway.
No, but why, y'all? I just want to know what do y'all, from what y'all see in y'all experiences being on this planet at this podcast as melanated people, what did y'all see that could be a contribution to that problem?
I'm gonna tell you, it's the fucking parents not healing and passing trauma down to their kids over and over and over again.
Nature versus nurture. That's a nurture
unfortunately, children are a product of their environment. You know, whether y'all can argue, I'm up for it. You know, your child will develop based off the foundation that you give them, whatever their experiences are in their first 7 years of life. That is when the root develops. So they get it from their parents. They get it from their influencers or whoever is raising them or whoever that they are watching and seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like we teach our kids love. We teach our kids love by how we show them love and how we show people around us love.
You think, just to add on to that, and sorry to cut you off.
No, you good.
She's on point today, y'all. Gotta be careful. But to add on to that, do you think that the problem is a lot of adults are children becoming adults, and maybe they don't have the right tools they need to...
It's just passed down. Like,
because you got to be aware.
You have to be aware. But see, I just had this conversation with somebody the other day. Like, at some point, we got to stop blaming what the fuck happened to us and start taking some accountability for ourselves.
And I agree. That's
right,
a black problem.
But like,
that's a black problem.
If I may,
You got to interject me. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I ain't gonna be quiet either. I'm gonna have y'all niggas talk to.
Like,
I got something to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm a real stickler for the origin of things. So when you speak on trauma, for a while there, I was blaming my mom and my parents for what fucking happened, like all these problems, blah. And it's like, when they had us, they were around the same age as us.
Very true.
So where did their trauma come from? And if it came from their parents, then where'd that come from?
Well, we know it all went back to slavery, but how long are we going to be enslaved?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything goes back to from where the first Catholic Church developed and the rules were put in place, and we were taught how to speak, what to say, what not to say. At one point, we knew who we were, then we were robbed of it. Okay, I feel like at this point, most of us know the history. You know what I'm saying? It's quite a few key people in the world enough to spread the knowledge, the history of what we came from. But why the fuck we still dwelling on the fucking where we came from and putting the blame on somebody and start taking accountability for our own fucking actions?
That's hard to do.
I mean, I'm just saying that just based off experience. I could be like, for example, like when my son was acting up, when he was smaller, sincere, I could have been like, his dad died when he was young and he's going through things and I just gotta
That's
be
the easiest
like,
way.
But fuck that, nigga. Because if you get in front of the judge, they not gonna give a fuck if your daddy dead.
Facts,
right.
Facts,
fuck?
Right. That
You
judge
can't
ain't
sit
give a fuck.
there and be
That judge don't give, bailiff don't give a fuck.
judge don't give a fuck about what you've been through.
The prosecutor.
You gonna go out there and be like, oh, my daddy died. They don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? That's on you to give a fuck about you enough to take accountability for your actions. Once you become an adult and you start learning right from wrong, you know what the fuck is good and what's not good. You know what feels high frequency and what the fuck feels low. Right. So if a human being don't take initiative within themselves to be the change that they want to see, then that's a fucking them problem. And that is the problem that I feel like we have in our community. Not enough of us are taking accountability for ourselves. We too busy pointing the blame. It's always somebody else's fault or a reason for this, when in actuality it's your fucking fault.
I hate to say it, but my ideology comes from the music industry. Cause like if you was somebody like me, I never really stayed at my mom's house. So like, I'm gonna tell you the good. I'm gonna tell you the good thing about me though. I caught a lot of the '90s music, the 2000s. And it was different. Like, we talking about love. We talking about, a lot of different stuff. Then nowadays music is like
the music.
But can I ask you a question, Kev? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You know what love is, right?
I'm saying me personally, I do. But like, far as like what's coming up, like what's you know what I mean? I know it might not sound like it plays a big role, but it does plays a big role. Cause like a lot of kids really don't listen to their parents, but they'll put on the headphones and zone out to whatever kind of music that they like, and it's different nowadays. It's
so as an adult, and it's just a real honest, genuine question that I'm asking you. As an adult, can you actually say that the decisions that you're making in your life right now are based off of the music that you listening to? Like, is that an influence to how you making the decisions in your life?
I'm gonna say it. I hate to say it, but I actually a lover. Like, I used to sing the girls on the phone and shit when I was little. You know what I mean? I'm a lover. I'm a lover type, but like I kind of adjusted to what's now, because another thing, like not only am I the lover type, but I listen to a lot of music, and I had to adapt. I feel like I had to adapt, even though I know what love is. I kind of adapted to what's now because it's like it's everywhere.
Right. So I'm asking,
you know what I'm saying?
Is the music and the things and that you see going on around you, is that what you're making your decisions based off of right now for your life?
Some of it, because I used to listen to like I said, I am still kind of lover type. That's what I'm raised off of.
Right.
If you listen to
like Motown, old school.
If you listen to the music that I played before the podcast started, I'm more like a lover type. But I had to adjust to what is around me because I'm not in a relationship. I ain't been in a relationship for like 13 years. So I'm adjusting to what.
So this is the point that I'm trying to get to. Like, this is the point that I'm trying to get to.
It is influencing,
But is it not your choice? Because you know what a lighter.
Yeah, I know.
It's your choice.
I know what my choice is, but at the end of the day, when you go out there, you know, you got everybody like everybody on like, you know, like even some of the older crowd like done switch it up. Like everybody don't keep it the same. Like they switch
but what
it up
what does that have to do with being influenced, like based off the decisions that you making for your life? Like, how are you putting that together?
Like the decisions I'm making for my life, I know what I want, but it's like I can't find it. It's like looking for your keys, and you went to a party last night, and you know they somewhere in the house, but you like damn, you searching your pants and all that shit. Then you go look in the car and realize that they dropped them in between the chair. So you like, oh shit, my keys right here. You cussing everybody out.
Let me interject on this notion.
I'm going up for you.
I agree with both of y'all statement. Someone argued and answered that question 100%. That's okay. I'm gonna say this though. When it comes to the music industry, I need black people to be aware of this. Everything that you listen to on the music radio station is being flooded for you to think a certain way.
Right.
Everybody have an agenda. Record labels, big record labels really don't give a fuck about you.
I want to interject real quick. Let me interject real quick.
If they want to talk about murderer,
if y'all look at our last podcast, bro, we was just talking something about this. Like, it's like the music is a big role into. It's not a big role into decision making. But it'll take people.
It actually is.
Yeah,
like
it could be.
It actually is because and this is where I'm getting to. You have experience to all different types of music. You was just before the podcast playing like old shit, like old love classic shit. But if you know that the music that you're listening to is affecting your decisions and you don't like the path that your life is on, why are you still choosing to listen to that type of music then?
Rats might know that a mousetrap will kill them if they go to get that cheese, but they still gonna do it every time.
The question is, would pigs be okay?
But are we rats?
Would pigs be
systematically?
Hold on. Let me answer this though.
In a giant
experiment. I'm not like, it's just like I know how to set a mousetrap. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh man.
I know how to set a mouse.
I'm sorry. What the fuck did that mean?
I know how to set that shit up.
Okay, now.
Like, you get what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? My soul's still old though. Like, I just know how to like. Okay, the mouses used to go for the cheese on the thing. Now they know that the cheese it's gonna snap their fucking head.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what?
So now
I know every time I hit the cigarette, you know what I'm saying? I know every time I hit a cigarette, that shit gonna kill me. You know what I'm saying?
Look, listen. Now they got boxes that got like, it's not cheese. It's a whole different
It's a terrible analogy. It's funny analogies. I agree
It's
with
very
y'all.
funny. That's why I don't want it to be
It's
discredited.
a whole different chemical, bro. It's like a block.
But-
It's like a block of some shit that you don't even know what it is, but the rats love it.
But see,
You know what I'm
this is
They
exactly the point that I'm trying to make. We know better.
Yeah.
We ain't choosing to do better. You want to see the problem with the black community? I ain't trying to throw you under the bus, Kev, but pay attention to what just happened at the table.
But look, try
That's
to
a
do
prime
better.
example. That's a
Come
good
on.
example.
Do better longer
But
you
I'm
can.
that's part of it.
Because there's a difference between a person with knowledge and a person with knowledge and integrity.
You right,
You call
though.
yourself a person of knowledge because you know things. But when you are a person of knowledge and integrity, you live as you learn. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Right.
You
I get-
apply what you
or
learn.
rather, you
You
practice.
don't
Look,
make
I'm not-
excuses. Yeah,
I'm
you
not
don't
saying-
make excuses.
I'm not saying that
know.
I'm not saying that you ain't right, but I'm just telling you to try that long as you can. And then, like I try that so.
I agree with Brittany on that 50%.
saying-
I tried
You know
that.
what's the other
Hold on,
50%?
man. Hold on,
Go
bro.
ahead,
Hold
go
on, bro.
ahead.
Cause on some real shit, I tried that shit.
What you try?
You try what?
I tried that. I tried to go off of what I really know. And sometimes that shit don't work.
Yeah.
Like, yo, after a while, yo, you gonna get like after a while you be
disagree
like,
with y'all.
after a while you be like, damn, I got to switch it up.
I mean, y'all make it.
You gotta give me-
Like, I wasn't getting nowhere with my shit.
Y'all got,
You gotta give me-
got good.
You
And
gotta give me an
I
example.
agree with you
I
and
wasn't
I
getting
disagree
nowhere.
with you. I agree with you because from the perception that you're giving, right?
Mhm.
What you actually know from your physical brain, right? Consciously.
Why y'all niggas
Sometimes
lying?
you can't go off of that because it's shit that you don't actually know, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you were to sit down and really tap into yourself, your real self does actually know.
Hey, I don't want to be rude.
They know genetics.
Hey, look, hold on.
Genetically.
Hey, look, this between me and Brittany right now because I want to tell her something
Nature
that
versus
we gonna
nurture.
both understand.
Nature versus
Hey,
nurture.
hold on.
Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead.
Me and you in the same boat.
We're not.
Oh, we might not be now though.
Because I'm in a
What?
spaceship today.
And I'm on flow
Sorry.
state. Everything flowing. So
I'm walking.
You say you walking?
We
I'm
in the
walking.
I really
same
want to
boat.
have this
We both-
conversation, but I'm so.
We both were. Well, I don't know if you are now, but we both were alone for a long period of time.
And that's
I have
actually
never
important.
been 13 years.
Well, I feel you though. I'm lying. I might
You know
be
what
lying
I'm
on
saying?
that.
So I can't say that.
But me, I just.
But what I can say is this: during my time of being alone, is when I actually took the time to get to know myself. I chose to be alone. So I chose to be alone because a person who doesn't know who they are doesn't know what type of partner that they need.
I chose
in life.
to be alone because
Yeah, so-
I ain't with the bullshit.
Right.
Like,
so
I'm-
we on two different
I'm like,
boats. You know
I'm
what saying?
snapped into action.
Let me cut
Yeah.
that rope real quick. Let me cut that rope and interject real quick. It was something you said earlier that, damn, I forgot what she said earlier. But what she missing about what she said, the reason why I only agree 50% is the religion element. Everybody give credibility to Lucifer too much when we're talking about a Christian perspective, right? Everybody want to say it's the devil. Oh, I got diabetes, it's the devil. And you ain't changing your diet. Oh, you know, I'm financially struggling right now, but you decide to spend money on your alcohol, weed, your vices and shit. And you know you should have paid for your bills.
Well, where did those come from?
What I'm getting at is people blame the religion attribute of.
But where does it come? Where does
That
the
is a form of
influence
trauma.
come
That is a
from?
form of trauma. They had to learn.
No,
it.
not
Natures versus nurture.
So when I said, you know, when I was like, where I like the origin of things, I wasn't saying, you know, who started it. So it's more so it translates down line. You know what I'm saying? Shit that's happened thousands and thousands of years ago translates into who we are right now genetically.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because drama could be
I know
drama.
what you're talking about when you're talking about this. You know, you got to understand the separation of, you know, flesh and soul. You know what I'm saying? The duality. So behind the scenes, what's influencing you? When someone's beside you talking about some shit, you know what I'm saying? Imagine a person who's not as mentally stable. And this person next to them is talking about crack and how it makes them feel free, and they're searching and looking for that type of vice to be free with. You know what I'm saying?
I can't relate to that.
So no, not like I'm saying.
I know.
The type of influence, because that's what it's like. You know, when crack get a hold of somebody, you know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. It's so bad for you, but they can't get away from it.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
But is it a choice? Is it a choice though?
It is. But where does the influence come from?
Kev said part of his influence is music.
Yeah, I swear, bro.
That part, hold on. That part, yes. That's the main problem.
You know what I'm saying? You put people on pedestals in your life and everything. It's like, what kind of people are these?
Right.
Are these people? You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. You know what I'm saying?
But
I ain't gonna lie though. I look at my mom. I'm like, yeah, mom, you supposed to be telling me all types of great shit. I come to you for advice and everything. But how can I take advice from her when I don't know what kind of people she had on the pedestal in her life and where she was getting that from?
That's the difference between me, bro.
You know what I'm
I know what type of
that's
people.
One way.
I know what type of people my mom deals with.
But when I say, but that's a part of where I say, but that's a part of where I say that's when it's our time to be accountable for ourselves.
Right.
Okay. So
I can take advice.
But where does that start?
I can take advice from you. You could give me good advice no matter who you have on the pedestal. I believe you can learn something from anybody.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Blocking yourself off by being judgmental
creates a narrow-minded
because
view.
you're being judgmental of how somebody else is choosing to be in their life.
Right.
Is you not holding yourself accountable for you? Like this person could be giving you some real valuable information. You know what I'm saying? They might not be able to tell you about who to serve spiritually. Right. But they might be able to tell you how to handle yourself accordingly.
Now, I have a question based on that.
Not better than...
Not better than you, of course not.
But in general.
No, not me. It's outside of me.
No, not... Okay, this is general.
Right.
Can I just say that? That's a general,
but,
not at you.
No, I'm not saying...
What you mean? What's your point? We get right back to you. What's your point?
So my question is that based upon the people you have around you? Because I know personally, I'm not laying my walls completely down with everybody that I'm around just because I don't necessarily know who they fully are and what their true intentions are.
But see, letting your guard down and listening to what somebody has to say is two total different things. You don't have to let your guard down to hear what somebody else has to say.
Or let me rephrase, I'm not going to fully take into account what they say based upon previous actions that they've made. Especially if they're in close proximity to me.
Okay, I can respect that. Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead, Tim.
But weigh it in the sense of, if somebody giving you advice, weigh it if, you know what I'm about to say, beware of pretend gestures.
No, I agree with him. I'm sorry.
I do agree with him.
I agree with him.
Beware of pretend gestures of admiration, the hidden agenda. So if somebody got the hidden agenda or the fake love, if somebody giving you advice, can that advice also benefit them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be careful about that. Always
have
your guard up. Even against my own family. My cousins sit right to my right. If my own my own flesh and blood give me advice, I'm still going to be wary of pretend gestures of admiration to hidden agendas. It could be sis, it could be my wife, even my own wife.
I feel like...
Why though? Because we only human, y'all.
Hey, look, if you've been... See, this is the thing about it, though. If you've been around me long enough, you would know my true self. Like you'll know what I really am. Like I really am a good person. Like I give you the shirt on my back. I give you my drawers.
But why?
But does being a good person get you where you need to go in life?
It doesn't. You gotta be
holding yourself accountable.
But does it really count? I've been accountable. If you're being nice, expecting to get somewhere.
Yeah, I've been accountable. You know what I'm saying? But you're not supposed to live in assumption. You're not supposed to live in expectation. That's the Matrix.
Like yo, that's this. Yeah, that's
like you on your queen shit, but a lot of girls ain't on queen.
Let me red pill y'all.
I can't compare I'm not holding nobody to comparison.
Like you on queen shit, but a lot of girls like a
lot of men. Let's
even men
cycle
too.
This back.
Even men, girls,
it's not
and
a girl
men.
thing.
Let me.
It's more of a black people.
Even girls.
It's more of a people.
People think
it's girls and men. I ain't even my fault about saying that. It's girls and men, but a lot of people just not on their queen or king shit. So at the end of the day,
and that's by choice.
But that's their problem. I'm gonna tell you why.
That's their choice.
But this is the thing about me. Like I don't know when y'all gonna get tired of it, but at certain points I just get tired of it.
What you mean? You gotta be specific.
Like if I'm always being generous and always being like my true self to somebody, and then they fucking run over me, yo.
That, bro.
Like yo, I'm not gonna tolerate that shit so much, bro.
For real, bro.
I can't,
but
bro.
At some point,
I'm gonna start being like that that shit. That
and I don't want us to get off the main subject.
I'm
but
gonna be
at some point,
real.
when it comes to
real,
when it comes to the notion of putting out energy in the world only to expect something back, that's a toxic energy transfer.
it is, toxic.
And that is you.
My energy, let me tell you, that is me.
No.
That
not
is,
you. That is a you problem.
Bro, yeah.
It's
my whole
not
thing
the
is
other people. It's your ass.
Yeah.
If you keep what the fuck is insanity?
oh, when people think
We're doing
shit
same
over and
thing.
over and
You do
over.
the same thing over and
expect
over
a
and
different-
expect a different result. So if
Yeah.
you keep doing shit for the same people over and over and expecting the same people to fucking do back for you, then you are insane out your motherfucking
Hey, that's why
it's not them. They're smart.
That's discredit. Like how
the
can you
people
really
that
know
that's why the people
affliction
that
without
did
knowing
do me
the
like that, they
origin?
kiss my
You know what I'm saying? How
ass.
can-
That
you know,
too.
like
They gonna kiss my
imagine
ass,
being a
bro.
blind man, right? And everybody's shooting fucking weapons with silencers on them. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking military grade silencers and shit. Walking through this battlefield and everything.
That's not a good. That's
how
not
can he
good.
know? You know, how can he know?
You
don't
know
even
why?
see the fight
I'm gonna
around
tell
him
you
that's
how he
happening
know
and
because a
everything.
blind man will hear that fucking bullet coming before y'all will. I just want to throw that out there.
For sure. But without the idea of the senses being heightened and everything, you know what I'm saying? If you're blind out here and you don't know where the affliction comes from, how can you even begin to progress in the fight? If you don't know how to fight,
I'm
how
happy
can
you
fight?
thought that. I'm happy you just said that.
You know what I'm
though.
saying?
And that is what I'm saying.
That's the problem
it
now.
starts by taking accountability
Ability.
for self.
And expect
How if they don't know how to?
But that's the hardest thing. That's
You know
how
what
my
I'm
question.
saying?
But no. But what you saying?
That's not
what you
true.
saying
I'ma
is a
get
hard.
killed.
What you
All
saying is a
Get
hard
killed.
question.
Somebody gonna snipe
How
my
do
ass.
you-
Pow.
Yeah,
got him.
because you don't know how to. Yeah, that's what happens.
That's a terrible. I
You know
mean,
what
I
I'm
get where
saying?
you're coming
When
from.
you make those wrong decisions and everything, pow, got him. He don't even know what he's doing in this fight. You know what I'm saying?
So your question basically is how do you know if you have a problem? A lot of people don't identify having the problem in the first place.
Right.
And that's the problem.
No.
That's the
It's
problem.
cool.
Not identifying that you
I
have a
respect
problem.
that too, though. That's good shit.
I have.
Because
I'm gonna
we
tell you what.
we real people. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like we real. Like
I
we
could
like.
agree with my problem. My problem of energy transfer is I love to give gifts, and if I do, I don't want nothing back. I'd rather be the giver than the taker because I don't like that energy transfer, especially if people is braggadocious about it. A lot of black people and white people are braggadocious about what they do for others, and I just don't want to fall in the cycle. You know, a lot of people gossip. When you gossip, the drawback is, what information do I need to give to another person? Is it going to be helpful for them? What's the tenets? Is it going to be helpful, beneficial, or not beneficial? You know what I mean? If I gossip about somebody, I call this up, oh, guess such and such. You know, I don't get say your name, but you probably know who you are. If I call this up, you know, the tenet is she needs to know who she dealing with so she won't get stabbed in the back. Not because I want to fall into the cycle of gossip. You see the energy transfer? Gotta be. Even talking about somebody, it's a form of a gift.
It's just a form of awareness.
Or awareness.
And it's you being aware. It's you being self-aware. I'm not.
I guess you got it.
I
That's-
don't
you
want
said
to.
it
Don't
again.
make me feel
Yeah.
like I'm some kind of extraterrestrial being up here.
Shit,
you
if
know what I'm
that's the
saying?
case, I am too.
Don't make it seem like I'm doing shit that other people can't possibly fucking do in life. And I'm not talking nothing about no business, no accomplishments, no nothing. I'm
your
talking
psyche.
about, thank you.
Yeah, it's on the macro.
I'm talking
for
about where I
sure.
came from. I
Right.
have been sexually abused. I have been physically abused. I have been shot at. I have sold drugs. Somebody tried to kidnap me in broad daylight. I've been bust upside my head with bottles, multiple fights, bad relationships, car shot up while I was in it by somebody that I love. If I can come back from that, maybe I am some kind of extraterrestrial being of some sort that I just can't
Sis need to write a
comprehend.
book.
But the
how
point
did
that I'm
you-
trying to say is that
You took accountability of your trauma.
I stopped wanting to be a victim.
Right. And victimization or being that victimism is easy.
The only
It's so
thing I
easy.
did is put the desire out there. I did nothing else.
Right.
This is how energy works. We attract our desires.
But wouldn't
right?
it have been easy for you to blame everybody else than to take
Of
accountability?
course. And at one point I did blame everybody else. And when I was blaming everybody else,
How did you feel?
my life was fucked up. My job situation was fucked up. I never knew what I was going to do next. The shit was just fucked up. I wasn't happy. I was drowning my sorrows away, fucking it away, getting high, drinking all the time. Like, then had a nerve to call myself wanting to be a good mom. Like, come on now, that shit was me. That shit was me. That shit was me still wanting to say, oh, it's my mom's fault because if she would have not whatever.
That's when you had took accountability to be
I ain't gonna lie. Sis just
I get what you're saying though.
You know how many people I know
you gotta
of?
take accountability of that.
But you know how many people we know of don't do that? Kevin, you know right now. I know. I could think about a bunch of people who even been at this table before who haven't taken accountability on what they've been through, and they feel victim. You know, they feel that victim energy.
Because I've been through some shit.
Because
I'm
I've been
victim.
through this, I need sympathy. I need some form of retribution in a sense. The world owe me something because I've been through this. But if you think about, if you really was to meditate on a high level, shout out to those monks and Yodas, and you feel what really real people going through all out the world, you trust me, y'all ain't been through shit.
Thank you.
As we speak, somebody's getting burned up right now. They're getting beat up. They're getting raped. They be getting killed. This is shit happening right now as we speak.
But what I'm trying to say, I
probably lost y'all with that.
I'm not disagreeing to nothing I just heard. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I've been in my own zone, mentally, physically, not being in relationships because I'm figuring out who I am more day by day. And I feel like I can do that better without saying we, and I'm saying me. When I say me, I learn a lot more about me. If I'm saying we, then I'm learning a lot more about two people.
Or more.
And I'm not learning more about myself. So now that I have myself ready and willing, it's like I feel like, okay, I can possibly give out, a little bit of this. But I'm not going to be giving out that shit like that because I know that I am a good person.
I just have one question, Kev. Exactly how is that connected to our issue with Black people not being able to?
It's connected. My love is my everything. I don't know if that mean anything to anybody, but my love is my everything. I show people, I do shit for people that I never even... I've seen people not even do it for me, and I do it for them.
Why?
Because I got unconditional love.
That's how you get ran over.
You break the cycle.
But you can't always.
That's me being accountable.
But you can't be everybody's hero at the end of the day.
You only answering 50%. You only utilizing 50% of your problem.
Bro, I am being accountable.
You're aware of what you being ran over, but you're not stopping the run over.
I'm not aware of it. I'm aware of it when it happens.
Listen.
And what do you do about it?
What you mean what I do about it?
When somebody run you over, I'm going to get right to you, sis. Hold on to that thought. When somebody run your ass over, I've fucking seen it. I won't name no names. You got somebody out of jail, they come back out, and then they ask for money, and you like, here you go, I got you, da-da-da-da-da. Well, I'm getting at, what the fuck do you do? Why do you allow it to keep happening? If you see somebody run you over for a truck, what are you going to do? You're going to lay there and just say, hit me.
What they say, a fool can be fooled once. Fool me once, you won't fool me again.
So they ain't fool you again?
No, not fooling me again. I don't care how it looks.
I'll be quiet on that.
But listen, I am a creative genius.
You gotta be careful with Cass saying this shit.
Bro.
When Cass say, look, time out, let me interject.
I don't disagree.
Hey, look, I disagree.
I can't give you everything, bro.
Together. That's it.
This back to that Kevinism shit, bro. For real, bro.
He got his own
Calvinism.
Because when you learn that shit,
okay.
When you learn that shit, bro, you be like, oh.
Back to the subject.
Shit.
What's that subject at hand, sis? What's the subject? The main subject.
We're talking about what the problem is in the Black community and why we can't.
Why Black people are not what?
Say somebody's Black.
Okay, so technically, the statements can be argued that you're part of the problem why Black people are the way they are. We all are part of the problem.
We are.
And that we just took accountability. 50% is already solved by us being aware that we part of a problem in the first place. What do you mean we part of a problem? Black people, my Black people, I love my Black people. But I'm just sit down and I train people, Black people, white people. I train different people. I talk to different people. And there's like a common denominator I keep seeing over the past 5 and 7 years. And I've seen a juxtaposition between anybody else that's not Black. If when I'm dealing with my non-melanated people, they're willing to collaborate. They're willing to help out, not just money-wise or resources and shit like that. But when I deal with my black people, it's like they guard us up. They treat me different. But if I was white, they wouldn't.
I want to say one thing.
I went to so
before
many.
I go
Hold on.
I got to use the bathroom.
Okay,
but I
but
want to say one thing. Anybody at this table can call me, and I guarantee you, I'm gonna show you what unconditional love is.
That's facts.
Go pee. Get up and go pee.
I guarantee you. Call my phone and watch what I tell you.
I hear what y'all saying, but I do not agree.
With what I just said?
No.
Oh, okay. Not with what I said.
Because it sounds like I'm saying one thing and I'm saying an entirely different thing. And it is because
I feel like
my
what
guard
you're
is,
saying
my guard is up. Okay?
is different from what Kev is saying.
Like,
I have identified that.
Yes, it is different.
Mm-hmm. Totally different.
It's not a bad thing.
And it's because the perception is coming from a different place. You know?
The perception is related to somebody you know. And so you have everybody have a form of reflection when they come on an episode and talk about their problems. I do it all the time. I have the biggest person known for subliminals, whether if you realize you utilize the subliminal or not, you are. And that's fine. But the thing about your situation when you go on that is, we're human. Mm-hmm. Your uncle human, your cousin human, I'm human, your mom human. Everybody human. So go ahead and speak.
Oh man, hold on, man. Let me pull my drink before you. All
right.
Finish talking so I can.
Okay, pour your drink. You can pour your drink while I'm talking. But what I'm getting at is, we expect too much from the black people. I don't like Black History Month. I hate Black History Month. Y'all give me the shortest motherfucking month of the year. Y'all give me the same motherfucking black people that I know since elementary school. Mm-hmm. And, you know, my whole thing is there is so much black people has done for United States of America. What you said? Say it again.
I said I think it's another form of worship of self.
It is another form of worship of self.
It is.
Don't get me wrong. I mean,
but a lot of the problem is like, yes, it's a different form of self.
Like,
it's the wrong light of self.
Yeah.
The question is, why do my black history only gotta be reflected in a month?
And not even just that. Why does my black history always got to be reflected in a struggle? Mm-hmm. Fuck all that. Why does my black history have to always be reflected in a struggle? For people to sit here and try to act like that shit is normal is proof of the trauma in society right there.
Let me ask you this question.
It doesn't have to be that way continually.
But think about how the struggle has built and structured, strong black people in society.
That's great. We can struggle. We can struggle by trying to figure out solutions, but we don't have to struggle in a struggle mentality. There's a difference. It's a big difference between the struggles of life and living in struggle right here.
And what y'all gotta understand is, when just because the Civil War stopped, the Emancipation Proclamation happened, just because we end up having Jim Crow thrown away in a sense, doesn't mean that the KKK and the tacticians out there who are Caucasian and hating melanated people like my black ass didn't come up with another category and categorization of utilizing hatred attributes. Think about your educational system.
I couldn't agree more.
Think about your medical system. Think about your history. And I get it. You look at your history when it comes to Black History Month. And you look at some of the black people who have stood there to make sure this month was fulfilled. Bravo to y'all. I understand why y'all did it. But when you look at the bigger picture, it creates separationalism. Because, okay, we got Black History Month, and I'm not negating Black history or black people, but what about Indian History Month? Don't act like that.
It creates division.
It creates division.
And it's a whole part of the plan.
I don't even see the whole difference between the history of history and the religion aspect of separation.
It's bullshit. You know why? Because the black people that they keep talking about every Black History Month should already fucking be in the books in the timeline, not in February.
Let's red pill. Let me red pill you again, sis.
In the timeline,
the country want to talk about a war on drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Apes Cafe. Hope that
as they're providing the drugs. Share. Good God Almighty.
What I'm about to say is controversial, but when you really think about it, I could go in every other city every major metropolitan city in this country, in every major zip code. Where there's Martin Luther King Street, there is drugs. Now, you could argue that's coincidence. I defer. I don't believe in coincidence. Look up your zip code system and why it didn't even exist in the first place. Then a lot of your answers will, be there. I can't, certain shit on this podcast prevent me to actually talk about y'all. It's more about redlining. Look up what that means. It is the situation of separationalism that's not just issued by, some can argue, the government, but there are racist people in the government who has a hidden agenda. And the agenda is reflected based on the fact that I have to have a month in my life that's dedicated to Black people. And then as if it's the same Black people. I'm not knocking the same Black people. But there's so many, if you look at people who of melanated skin and inventions, if there wasn't for this one woman, we wouldn't make it to the moon. I forgot the name of the Black woman. What I'm getting at is, y'all,
the lady that calculated it by hand.
Yeah, it was.
She brilliant.
I could see the picture of her. In
she
my
brilliant.
Right there.
Hey, can I say one thing though? Like, I'm gonna bring my sensei on here. He a Mason. At the end of the day, I want to say that. But I was always taught, I'm not over you, I'm not under you, but together we stand. And I think that's why I got a lot of friends of different ethnicity, of different race. I was never taught to hate on a white person, Black person. I don't care if they Indian, whatever they was.
Right.
Like I went through some stuff when I was little that just turned me into an immaculate person. And I think that's where I get all my charisma from. Cause like I was never raised to feel like I'm over you. But this is the problem. This might be the problem with society because, like some people might have been taught like, yo, you better than this person or whatever. And due to, we talking Black History Month, I don't even celebrate holidays. Like when I got to a certain level of knowledge, that's when I became to the point where I don't celebrate holidays. A lot of my family be like, I get a lot of like stuff from my family about a lot of this stuff. But at the end of the day, I just realized like, man, if everybody can realize like who we are and what we can do as a people, then it'd be a big difference. But at the end of the day,
can do as a race.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you, I got friends from everywhere, bro.
Right.
Like I'm not even lying to you.
I
want
to say
that
this
cool
though.
Kev shit. Like that shit.
Let me interject though, and I want that Freemason to come on here.
It go a long way, bro.
My problem with any Mason, and you know who you are. This is my main problem with a Mason. It's the institutional problem. Why do you have to tell me how I need to think on this institution?
But look,
I've been asking
let me say something when you done
5 different times.
Let me say something when you done.
I've been asked to be a Mason 5 different times.
Let me say something. Let me say something.
You gotta be careful about what somebody wants you to think. If I'm a Mason right now, I was told that at my knowledge level, I could easily become a 33 degrees Mason. And if you are Mason, you know what the fuck.
Please let me say something when y'all done.
Okay, go ahead. Do I just tell it?
That's why I'm bringing him on the episode. Hey, look, that's why I'm bringing you. That's why I'm gonna bring this guy on the episode because sometimes you believe in sacrifices. Sometimes one have to sacrifice itself to obtain higher knowledge.
Who told you that? Who told you that though?
Bro, this is what
who told you that?
It's not what I'm told.
What is the higher knowledge?
Not what I'm told.
What is the higher knowledge that you're seeking to obtain?
Bro, this is what I'm telling you.
What does it give? What do you gain from it?
How has it applied to you?
This is what I'm telling y'all.
I'm listening.
My man took the risk of going to do all of that, even though he's a normal person.
He did it.
He bring the knowledge to me. You think, am I a Mason, bro?
Okay.
I don't know. Are you?
Is he still a Freemason? Your homeboy that you want to bring on.
Bro, he to be real with you, he is. But at the end of the day, we like certain shit I can't talk about on a podcast. But just know and understand that the knowledge that I have, I didn't have to go and do all of that because my brother did it for me.
Yes, and
when you got real family,
I get what you're coming from,
real
bro.
family, they go.
I treat a Mason just like how I treat.
That's just like if I gotta go in the woods to hunt for food for everybody to eat, right? I go in the woods. I could take everybody with me, but I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna go by myself.
To me, that's not the same.
It is a difference.
I'm gonna tell you why, because of what to me that is the issue. The issue is we're not supposed to think like, I'm not supposed to think like you. You're not supposed to think like, I don't need somebody to come and give me an instruction manual on how to apply life skills. The problem with society, in my opinion, is that we taking too much from us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And in the Masonic
you
order,
taking away from the actual orchestrator, which is you.
Right. And just to add on the icing on the cake, the Masonic order follows a tradition that self-conflicts with the self. When you start going up past those different 30 degrees, you go to those higher calibers of being a leader in the Masonic lodge, like Masonry. There are certain sacrifices and rituals you have to utilize. And a lot of that is copied from the Middle Eastern Egyptian cultures. What does this mean? Where Freemason come from? Yeah. In the Bible, we can argue that Freemason, they really honestly copying Magi, Pharaoh's Magi, or Pharaoh's magicians. Don't act like, I'm like, what the fuck y'all mean magicians? That shit really happened when it comes to magic. And a lot of that shit happened with Freemasonry. This is what I've seen in Southport and Bowling Spring Lakes.
I don't know.
And Bowling Spring Lakes, North Carolina. Let me see what power I
ain't
see.
comfortable talking about this shit, man.
This is what I seen.
Cut this shit out, dude.
I'm gonna change the subject, but this is what I seen.
I don't know, so I can't even comment.
I was in Bowling Spring Lakes. When I was in Bowling Spring Lakes, I'm in a car with my manager. He has not beer. He has a bottle of alcohol, like some strong shit. Driving me to my house, I took off work. Cop pulled him over, and he was able to go free. Not because he's a rich white man who owns his own golf course, subliminal message, but because he actually is a Freemason. Now, why is this man able to actually break the law? At a young age in high school, I had to look at what really is Masonry. And the deeper you dive in that history, the more you understand it's in everything.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
government, every branch of government. I ain't gonna lie, it's some crazy shit going on with Masonry. I ain't gonna lie. Am I lying?
That's cap.
I ain't cap. Some crazy shit going on.
I can only give you so much.
That's cap.
I ain't cap. I ain't about that life.
When you realize who you are, in which this is the area I'm about to move into,
and we getting off subject, though.
But when you realize your like nationality and stuff like that, you realize like, okay, we're being put under laws that are created. And then you have laws for private citizens.
But it seemed like Freemasons do the matrix around the laws. Let me ask you this question.
But this is what I'm telling you though. I ain't talking about becoming a Freemason.
Okay, good.
The knowledge was obtained to me to understand how I can easily do this as me personally. I ain't talking about having to go do some type of ritual, none of that shit.
There's some shit I can tell you I can't say in the podcast.
This is because somebody actually took the risk for me to do that. Somebody took the I'm trying to tell you when you
about no Masons and shit, man.
Listen,
I ain't even trying to cut you off or nothing, bro.
I feel you.
You trying to talk about Black history and problems.
So
this
ain't
I just trying to bro. I'm gonna keep it high.
Hey, I'm gonna feel you. I feel you 100%. I'm gonna just say this before I get off the topic.
Oh, back on topic.
Well, before we switch up the topic back, basically, when you are a loved person. And when somebody realizes that you are a good person, like, to be real with you, I left my homie alone when he went on this journey. Like, I felt like y'all. But when somebody bring you the knowledge of what you need to know and not what you I'm gonna tell you what you want to know and not what you need to know.
It's problematic because your homie could have obtained that knowledge without submitting himself to that type of shit.
The word is subjugation. I can't.
And honestly, you being in that place and you being conscious of who these people are. Okay, and I'm after I say I might get up and get off camera, bro. These people are not to be trifled with. They're not to be fucked around with.
Yeah, okay? They're not.
So
though.
letting him even step foot through that door is problematic. It's problematic because you could have stopped that. And now, I don't know your homeboy. I don't know how far he went. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even trying to express the information and knowledge that I have on the topic because it makes me uncomfortable and shit. Letting him go to that extreme to get that knowledge that's out here for free is mad wild. You He didn't have to do that.
But
otherwise, you know, motherfuckers would have had to do that didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? You people know what I'm saying, bro?
That's very true.
Can
I agree
you do me
with
a favor?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't leave. Don't leave. Just sit tight.
So about Black History, though.
Can I say something real quick, Tim? And because I feel like I might have spit it out wrong, but I agree with him. I understand what everybody's saying. I respect everybody's perception. I just want to throw that on the table. But I just feel that this is where that when you don't know who you are for yourself, then other people can come in and try to tell you who you are.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like you going on the battlefield blind as fuck.
Right.
Like
you gotta know.
And that is why
I ain't trying to pop off crazy at
key,
you.
No.
I'm put you the long way, bro.
I'm telling y'all,
you know what I'm saying?
when he went on the journey, guess what? When he went on the journey, I was like, yo, I don't want no parts of that shit.
Right. And I ain't judging him. That man,
I
don't know this man.
When he went on the journey.
You know what I'm saying? Kev, I really fuck with you.
Listen,
the long way, my nigga. Like, I ain't trying to come at you sideways
I'm just
or
telling
nothing,
you, like me to you, bro. When he went on the journey, I ain't want no parts of that shit, bro.
No shit.
But then,
I mean, even if you
when
did, I ain't judging you,
right.
When a person realized that they had went and did something that they possibly ain't have to do.
On a real
that's
note,
when they come
ridiculous.
back.
It's sad.
I'm gonna get off
bro,
subject.
Bro,
it's
heart-wrenching,
back on
bro.
subject, but on a
it's like having your grandfather. It's like sitting down talking to your grandfather on the porch, bro.
I'm gonna tell you this.
It's like sitting down talking to your granddad.
It breaks
on the porch,
my heart.
Bro.
I ain't got no beef with none of them niggas.
Let me tell you this.
You know what I'm saying? When I say what the fuck I got to say about it, you know, they got a problem with me. I ain't got no beef with them niggas, and if they come looking, it is what it is. You know, I ain't trying to be on the extra shit.
Right.
But bro, stay away from that shit.
I don't be in it.
Real shit.
Let me tell you something, y'all.
Every
man,
for real, dog.
I agree with both parties, both of y'all. But let me just let y'all know this: every man and woman path, they have to have a path of knowledge, and sometimes you can see the person going into the abyss, and they might be off topic or off subject, or just in a whole different principality.
But I get
sometimes
what you're saying.
you gotta let them go
Too at the same time.
You gotta let them go.
You know what I'm saying? That's the love because you being a good person. I get what you're saying.
When I tell you, I ain't gonna say I'm a genius. I'm borderline genius, bro.
Okay, Kanye West.
Genius, bro.
Nah, that's dead ass.
Borderline
that's
genius,
real shit.
Because when I seen the shit happen, I said I ain't about to do that.
Well, back to topic. When it comes to just my Black History Month, I don't feel like it's my Black History Month. I don't even feel like Africa is my Africa because Africa is named after Scorpio Africanus. And last time I checked, he's not black. And I'm not trying to like be judgmental and shit. I'm not trying to make it a black and white. I just want to know, what do we have? What is the agenda for us black people when I see so much of my people killing each other, beating up each other, gossiping, men not being men, women not being women. And to you LGBTQ, I'm not doing no subliminals. I'm talking about a man being a man of the house and a woman having to step up to the plate because there's so much men not doing what they need to do. And that statement goes also both ways. I see so much women not doing what they need to do when they have children.
Which I ain't gonna lie, I respect Brittany on all levels for that because
the trauma factor is terrible.
I see how she go about her whole shit, bro. She is actually a true woman.
When
bro.
Brittany
like,
said earlier, though, it's heartbreaking. You don't think so?
Think
about all the females you know,
bro.
It's a great sadness if this is the only woman you know that's moving in the way of queenship.
Bro, I swear to God, I was just about to say that.
I mean, I was
just about to say that.
If you the only nigga I know moving in kingship, that's a great sadness too.
You know what I mean?
Based off of what standard?
You don't have that's why she in her. That's why she in her ideology.
She mean Pharaoh.
Of what she has, bro. Because a lot of women is not doing shit.
They vibrating off of. You know,
a lot of women, bro. Listen, bro.
It's some of us that
a lot of men and women
ourselves
ain't doing shit, bro.
It's a lot of people who can't handle the trauma and need to be numb by doing drugs that's beyond what you make, beyond the weed and ganja.
It's hard. It's hard to go out there and fuck. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
But before we get off subject, let's go change it.
Love. It's hard to go out there and find somebody with a level mind.
Y'all
you be like,
y'all still didn't answer
somebody with a level mind. You be like, I love you.
That still didn't answer my question though.
Hey, look. I ain't got to love you like sexually.
Since the whole podcast.
Just
answer this fucking question.
I'm trying.
Let's make it a thing. Why black people, and I'm going to start off with you, Chief, because you're the quietest person to say.
For real.
Why,
shout out to
when
KP.
it comes to Black history, do you think that Black history should be utilized the way it is now? Who controls the agenda? We all know we don't control the agenda of our own.
Really, Tim? Who controls the agenda?
Maybe I should
redlining.
That's
scripted. You're trying to get me jammed up, bro. For real.
That is a hard question to ask.
Not even
when can we?
I'm trying to be chill and everything.
Let me ask you a question. When it come to Black History Month,
when it comes to Black people sticking together,
yes.
Okay. That is what we were talking about.
Yes,
sorry. That's the original topic.
Okay, so
yes.
On Black History
Month.
But it's deep. I changed it.
Go ahead, KP.
So part of the issue I feel with Black people trying to stick together, that we always want to try and be that guy, especially when we're in arenas that are predominantly not filled with Black people. So
I swear to God,
Black people will do whatever. In certain arenas, we'll do what we can to step on each other.
All right.
And so we can look better to them. It's all a reflection of what...
Exactly.
It's always to them. It's
very
I said in the last podcast, though, who
instead of just being themselves, right?
Right. It's like... We all love things
I know
like
who
that.
you talking about. You know who you
if
are.
If y'all don't let this man talk, he ain't talked the whole podcast. Now he trying to talk, and Kev want to talk over him, and we want to keep cutting this man off. Come on.
As much as we love things like the NBA and the NFL, it's not necessarily for us. Again, these are all things that are going back to the people who have the agenda, who have this so-called script that we often seeing on Twitter nowadays. The things that we are doing are not for ourselves, because we're stuck in that mentality that we were talking about a little bit earlier. We're stuck in that matrix, and some people don't know how to get out. Some people don't know how to operate for themselves and for the people that are closest around them. And I get that.
Facts.
It's just really tough as a community for us to all say enough is enough and be like, all right, let's move forward together. Until the last person gets on that bus won't move.
Right.
I agree with you. Now let's add the new topic, since we got like 15 minutes on time. This is Great Apes Cafe. The next topic is the love factor. Why so many people breaking up?
15 minutes.
Why so many people? Okay, maybe a little bit longer. But why so many people breaking up and getting together, sis? You see all the... I know you see all the drama.
Oh, yeah. I feel like people... It's not even just... If it's okay with y'all, I look at this from a macro perspective. It's not... Well,
it's not.
Just sit back and hold the tail. No, I'm just playing. Not really. But anyway... looking at it from a macro perspective, I don't think it's just love. I think that we are in a time and space and energy and frequency where people are really beginning to wake up to what they really want and desire out of this life, and are really taking the steps that is necessary for them to have those things. And sometimes what comes with that is a breakup.
And to interject, the question within that question is they happy?
I really...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So bad. You know
go ahead. But there's another question to ask. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So when you say what you want, like, does that include, you know, the body and mind and heart, they're very fickle things. When you say it's what you want, is that you including you understanding the separation of what your flesh wants and what your soul needs?
Absolutely. So that is the part that I feel as human beings, we struggle in conflict. So there's one thing that I do that I feel, and from my observation and experience with the people that I have spoken to, I noticed that people have a hard time choosing themselves over how they feel, separating that compartmentalizing, so to speak.
On both sides.
On both sides. So a lot of times we'll be like praying for something, and then shit start happening. People start falling off. You get fired from your job, marriage fall apart, or whatever. Or your best friend backstab you. You see some bullshit that happened, right? And then you sitting there like, God damn, why is all of this shit happening to me? Whole time along, your ass prayed for something better, but you don't realize that the people around you are not your something better. And they have to fall off in order for you to get your something better. And that is what I feel is happening. I feel that we are in a strong, energetic space of manifestation, you know, and this is just astrology and human. What I mean by that, so let me break it down. Let me break it down.
What do you mean?
What I mean by that is December of 2021, we transitioned into the Aquarian age in time and space.
Right.
And so that took us from the Earth age of hardship into the age of creativity.
Right.
So we're now in flow state. So you'll see more people using their creative gifts and being more in their creative selves than ever before. And that's because energetically, the universe took a shift.
Do you agree?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And I don't mean to disrespect. I'm really loving this conversation right now.
Continue. I want to hear your perspective.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get to talk about this type of shit when I'm sober with people. And it's obviously I gotta get fucked up for it to happen. It's stupid.
Let's do it.
But you know, saying this shift happened from a struggle into a super kid, you know, that's knocking off over like 85% of the people on the fucking planet that still go through struggles and are still struggling.
Wait.
And
So can you let me clarify that first before you take it somewhere? It's
for sure. I'm not like.
Yeah, I'm sorry
if I'm being too aggressive.
Did I say struggle or did I say the Earth age?
Struggle.
I said struggle. Okay. Let me not say struggle. I apologize. Let me pull that back. Not struggle. From the Earth age of seeding, planting seeds. We spent a lot of years, about 4,000 plus years, planting seeds. This is during the time religion became strong, the era of Jesus Christ.
Which they changed his name from Joshua to Jesus in 1700s.
Yeah, but it was.
Say it again. This is my cousin, y'all. Say it one more time. Bro.
Yeshua HaMashiach.
Okay, good.
Hebrew.
Okay, I don't speak Hebrew, but I would love to learn.
What nigga said
so
that name
I just wanted to take that back. Not necessarily an age of struggle, but a time of planting, where people did a lot of planting seeds. You know what I'm saying? And trying to create structure. Yeah, a lot of structures were broken, but a lot of structures actually were built during that time that gave us the time and space that we have now, like the internet.
And she's not talking about plants for y'all plant heads. Seeds. Oh, she's talking about
no, I mean actual intentions into the earth of what they wanted to take place up until now. You know what I'm saying? We did go through a shift. And then we went through right after COVID. And if you notice, I don't know, because social media has made it very obvious for us that it's people that never worked in their creative gifts that are now working in their creative gifts. And there are a lot of them.
Let me ask you this question, and this is the question that I interjected my cousin.
I feel like we got off subject. Yeah, can I pull this back, please?
Pull it back. Yeah,
okay. I want to pull that back to say that fuck a shit, fuck all of that. We're really in a time and space where people are deciding what they want and don't want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I might have been with you for like the past 15 years, but I was probably with you because I was afraid that I couldn't do life by myself without you. And you know, we're now in a place where
is a heavy statement.
The world.
Damn, sis. Damn, that's heavy. That's an anchor. But
it is what it is.
I agree with you. But the question I wanna bow tie or add to your statement. Are we happy?
That's what we're getting to. I feel like that's what people are getting to.
Bumi, are you happy? I asked Kev this is the last episode. Or one of the episodes. Well, are you happy? Generally speaking.
No. I feel like happy is like a luxury for some people.
Why? Why is that?
Just the state of the world right now. Just the state of everybody. You know what I'm saying?
So does the state of the world dictate your happiness?
I feel like, you know, sure, sometimes I have a good time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not happy.
But you know what I'm saying? On the macro, am I happy? Am I satisfied? You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? For me, there's no roof. There's no up here, there's no barrier for me. I'm going up, bro. So
I don't know how I feel.
I think it depends your definition, because to me, you know, happiness lies in the right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Am I happy no matter
right
what my situation is? Am I happy? I personally feel like happiness is a choice.
Yeah.
You know,
Buddhism dictate that it's good to be aloof. And sometimes you got to untether yourself from the world not to find just enlightenment, but you must find happiness
in the right now.
In every person.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
even if you don't feel happy, that's not a bad thing.
No.
I mean, it's not like I'm not saying I'm like fucking depressed or something.
Right.
No.
I'm straight. Keep it a band.
Right.
But at the same time, like I know there's so much to be done here.
Mm-hmm.
You're not satisfied.
I'm not satisfied.
But are you happy?
I feel like you get.
You sound hungry.
Get happy.
That's
we
not
fall
hungry
asleep
though.
in this American dream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I disagree.
We sit back and with the white picket fence and everything on the land built off of murder and full of blood and shit.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? There's still so much to be done here and
like
everything.
You talked
Why
about
would I sit here and get satisfied and stagnant?
You just talked about our family land.
I feel like satisfied and stagnant are two different things, though.
If you satisfied, if you're satisfied, how many more steps do you have to take?
Oh, I'm gonna take a whole lot.
You know what I'm saying? You're good. I'm good. I'm chilling.
That's not.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas get a 9-to-5 fucking job and get the little fucking, you know what I'm saying? Get this stupid bullshit ass apartment and mortgages and shit and be like, I'm good. Life is great, buddy.
They get
complacent.
complacent.
It's really not built like that. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad different from that.
But again, I had the statement with Sis before. You have some people who are good at being entrepreneurs, and you have some people who it's okay with working.
Yeah.
You got working ants. You got the queen. That's how the cookie crumbled, Chief. But I like your perspective is actually quite important.
Yeah, very.
And the reason why I agree with you on that statement is because you said there's no ceiling. Can you imagine if you had a cap?
You know what I'm saying?
That's scary to me.
I used to live in that way, though.
Come on now.
That is scary.
I, amongst the
Shout
millions...
out to Bacardi.
They ain't paying us.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I, amongst the millions of people in this world, have lived in a place where I've been complacent before. You know what I'm saying? But I'm satisfied right now, and still my goal list is long, you know. Let Tim and Kev and people who know me tell her, oh, whatever. Yeah, I did some things. But I got like a whole lot of more shit to do.
For sure. I'm not.
But I'm still.
Hey, Boom.
No. What I'm saying is,
happy. I'm gonna wait till she finishes.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that I feel that you can find satisfaction in where you are and find happiness in where you are, even if you're continuing to still work for more. But I feel that what you're speaking of is more complacency. You know what I'm saying? Where people get complacent where they are and don't desire to do more. And I just want to shout you out too, because your perception and way of thinking is a part of your purpose and is needed in this world, because it's people like you that are actually going to make a difference, because it matters to you to even make a difference. You know what I'm saying?
You want to know why I'm happy?
Yeah.
I can do if I put my mind to whatever I'm doing, I can do it. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed, and I'm happy that I have a peace of mind. I have more than a peace of mind. I really feel like I can do whatever I want.
I really believe that,
bro. It's
built in your genetics, bro. You're unstoppable.
I might not have found what I really want to do. I disagree, but I can do so much shit, bro.
Probably 90%.
What?
I feel like I can, bro.
Now I'm gonna tell you why.
I can do so much, bro.
People say, I'm gonna tell you why. I know it's just like what? It's the speakers. Okay. The reason why is people know what they can do. The question is, are you gonna do it?
But the purpose
that's the thing. That's why I disagree. 90%. Listen,
the purpose is
you know what you
need to do, though.
But you know what you want
you know
out
what
of
you
life.
Need to do.
You know what you want out of life. You say, I want this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you need to do, but do you actually?
Let me ask y'all though. Do y'all know what? Do y'all know what y'all need to do? Do y'all know what God purpose for you to do?
I don't know. I know
what you need to do.
Sometimes it's not your choice. It's not your purpose to know your choice. Not necessarily your choice, but why, the why factor. I don't want to know why I'm here.
But that's why
I'm here. I need to move in a ways to fulfill not just me, but a sense of urgency for my children. That's how, that's my ideology.
This me personally, I don't have kids, but I feel like I have the peace of mind where if I needed to do something and I really found that purpose, I have enough mind to the point where I can do it. I
just wanted to tap in.
I really feel
quick.
like I have I really feel like I am blessed with the mind that I have, bro.
Because I better be.
I be trying to explain shit to people. like even when my brother be like, man, I don't know how to fix these brakes, bro. And I go do the shit in like 15 minutes, and he be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, how did you just do it? Like, you know, I can go do that shit like that.
But sometimes it's not anybody's place to actually utilize that understanding of the why factor. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Chief. Go ahead. Explain.
All right, so I just want to go really touch back on the happiness question. It's why do we continuously look at happiness as a yes or no thing when almost everything else that we're really looking at in life is based upon a spectrum?
Exactly.
That's very true. That's
like
true.
I can be 30% happy one day versus being 70% happy another day. It's like
right.
But when I ask you on the day,
you're right. I don't mean to check. I agree with what you said. But when I ask you, are you happy? I want to know what's your numbers on your board for your average. Yeah, I don't want to know if you're happy today. I'm naturally grinding.
I would say I'm
a bad guy all the time.
Happy.
I'm gonna tell y'all how I know I'm happy. I'll tell y'all. Yesterday I had what I call an Alexander kind of day.
Alexander No Good Very Bad Day. What you know about that?
That was one of my favorite books.
That's one of my favorite books.
And I love that book because realistically, it taught me that some days are like that. Because some things don't always go as we perceive and think that they're supposed to go, right?
Yeah, that was that book.
But let me tell you what I did. I was talking to my friend on the phone, venting to him about my whole day. You know what I'm saying? But as I was venting to him about my day, I started saying, dang, that's only a few things. I made it sound like the whole day went to trash. Well, I'm going to sit here and try to think. And I asked him too, can you let me, I'm about to tell you some good things about my day. Let me sit here and try to think about it. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, I realized that I'm orchestrating my mood, not based off of just a one or two or even three things that happened throughout the day that were unfavorable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I actually was able to find many of things small to be appreciative about. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like that is where I find, okay, in my opinion, that's my definition of happiness, is being able to be happy no matter what state or what's going on around me or how things are looking. You know what I'm saying? Can I pull that out for myself? You know what I'm saying? Not based off of what makes you happy, not based off of what Instagram says make people happy, but based off of what makes me happy. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what you representing is self-identification. But we live
self-awareness.
It's self-awareness. But we live in a world where a lot of my young people, regardless of what color you are not aware on what they even want. How can you get married? You wonder why your relationship failed. You didn't take the appropriate steps being alone. When you was quietly in your mind, you wanted affirmation from everybody else around you. And that's toxic. Some people want to try to be black and don't know what being black is. Being black is being yourself.
Be yourself.
I can't help. I'm sorry to my black colleagues, even my family friends here at the table. If y'all not understanding where I'm coming from. But sometimes it's not everybody's place to understand where you come from. As long as you know where you coming from.
That is the point.
That's the whole point.
That is the point. We need to know who we are as individuals, not as black people or men or women or any of that.
Which is why I don't like Black History Month.
That's too conceited. That's way.
What you mean?
Conceited.
How?
You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, get to know yourself. I'm not taking that. I'm not like, bro.
Okay, so explain, bro. You got to explain to me that one.
That's I ain't really had to. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to have these conversations lately.
Right? Okay.
It's like
it's good. It's good. I love it. I love it. No wonder you didn't want to be on this episode.
Yeah, man. I'm fucked up.
You my cousin though. You blood. Man. It's good to see what blood.
Freckle frag, bro. I feel like it's a dangerous game.
If you make it dangerous,
because like, where does it end? When does it end?
What do you mean?
You know what I'm saying? If it's all about self, it's about me. And
I do hear that a lot.
I'll tell you. Okay,
wait, that's a very important.
Let him finish. You know
I agree with you.
I'm gonna tell you how I see self is
the
because
it's gonna engorge itself on the quickest and closest pleasure that it can get. Literally, the brain functions that way. Endorphins does stimulate the synapses and exchange of information. When it comes to self.
So this is my synopsis of the whole thing. Is because
my nigga said
if I learn how to treat myself, discipline myself, be self-aware, then that in turn teaches me to be aware of others, to treat others well,
which is hard.
Set boundaries with others. You know what I'm saying? It's like
for some people it's hard.
Right. So to me, that is why it's so important to know how to treat yourself. Because if you don't know how to treat yourself, then how the fuck you gonna know how to treat other people?
And I had to learn.
If you don't know how to set boundaries for yourself, how can you set boundaries with the other people that come around you? I'm all about help. I'm all about help.
I guess at the end of the question would be based on what accord would be the question for that.
Well, what do you mean on what accord? Specify that for me.
Not the piano, not a D minor.
That's chord.
I know.
Chord.
A chord. Yeah.
A chord, if you will.
Very true.
But where does the idea come from? Like I said, I'm a stickler for the origin of things based on what standard. If you're like I love that you said sensei earlier. You know what I'm saying? If you say, hey, I'm a practitioner of Tai Chi Chuan, and you don't have a sensei, then where did it come from?
I can tell you, for me personally,
mine started from martial arts.
I feel like hold on. I can't, because there's certain things I cannot say just based off of principle. Okay.
Principality.
You know what I'm saying? Just based off of principle.
And you probably know later. Some questions are not meant to be answered now.
So for sure.
But this is why another reason that I feel like it's important to you. I think that there is no set standard. I feel that as individuals, we're all here for a different purpose. So the key is to not go based off of any standard at all, but what feels good to you. It's not an ideology.
Right.
It's not a thought that you're reaching for.
Or philosophy.
Or a philosophy that you're reaching for.
Isn't it? If it's an idea of what feels good to you, isn't that literally ideology? Or
no, it's a feel. It's a feel. It's a quieting of the mind, a stillness of the mind, to shut out what the mind is saying and pay attention to what the body is saying.
When she said that statement, she's actually sis may not know. She's actually subconsciously referencing Taoism and Buddhism.
I am referencing Buddhism. I do know that I'm referencing Buddhism, but I don't practice Buddhism.
Right.
I just believe in some of the principles that have been taught, Right. So
that makes you a practitioner, though.
Well, I actually am a practitioner without saying that.
Y'all believe in the
you know what I'm saying? Without saying that. Can I?
I'm sorry. Shit.
I didn't want to throw that in there,
so When
after
the freedom of speech, after the podcast, sis could be like, who the fuck was that? That was your cousin?
No, I loved it.
But nigga doing
I could tell this is your cousin.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's perfect. I love it. I love it. No. I love it.
That's fair.
You know why I love it? Because you don't know how many people come to me and say, I get what you're saying. Like, I know you gotta know these principles, apply the knowledge, but how do you fucking know? How do you actually do it? So the fact that he's challenging the point answers the question for me that I've been trying to deliver all night long. To change anything starts with self.
And it may sound selfish,
but it's really selfless.
But it's selfless, because in order to be selfless, one must cross the bridge of selfishness. That's some other shit. What the fuck you mean? Understand Taoism for that one, y'all. Understand Buddhism.
It almost sounds like trickery of the mind, and it kind of is.
It is some form.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It absolutely is.
I agree with that, but at the same time, what I can't agree with is the whole feel, because I know when I'm in a dangerous situation, my mind might say, "Oh, just walk over there," but my body is start shaking real hard and tell me don't fucking go. And it's not saying anything, it's just reacting to my environment.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I ain't gonna lie. Let me interject. I'm happy you here. You family?
Hey,
very happy.
Hey,
I know you didn't want to be on this episode.
I'm so glad you were on this episode.
My cousin, I said some shit like I might
said
go
some crazy shit.
I said some crazy shit to guilt trip on one episode. I
so
apologize,
extra,
bro. I apologize. I just said some off the wall shit.
But nah, man. You trying to end the episode, ain't you?
No.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
we can keep fucking going. Like,
we can't keep going all night.
What's good?
You got like 4 minutes.
My nigga.
Part 2.
I know, bro. Fam, like.
Hey, do y'all believe in the sun and the moon?
In a sense.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So do you believe that the woman is the moon?
I believe the woman is a woman.
So now we talk about
I just want
5%ers.
Nah. I just want to get some understanding.
The representation of.
I just want to get some understanding.
You're not gonna like my beliefs, so I disagree.
I just want to get some type of standpoint between this because it's a lot of.
He redlining.
You get off the subject. Look, I'm gonna say this though.
You ain't gotta answer 100%.
I'm gonna answer 100%, and it's gonna fuck y'all up. I believe the sun is the moon, and the moon is the sun, and one cannot.
One is the reflection of the other.
One is the reflection of the other.
Okay.
One cannot live without the other. The fish and the other fish revolves around each other.
So what if you have a sun by itself or a moon by itself?
Quoting Avatar.
When is that ever?
Say it again. I'm quoting what?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Hey, what I'm saying though, what y'all think though?
Yeah, that's a
If
cartoon.
If a sun was by itself or a
what they
moon-
quote though? What did they quote?
Some ideas.
Some ideas. Okay.
If a sun was by itself or a moon was by itself.
Let me tell you something. Just on the moon principle. I'm not gonna talk about that.
Everything is what it is.
The moon.
I'm just saying
The
this.
moon-
I'm saying this for
Purpose.
certain people.
Literally, I read some shit. Look, I
The
can't even tell you
moon-
what I read because it's too much to say on air.
This gives
First of
some.
all, you know what I'm saying? Like,
This gives something.
I'm not trying to trick you.
trying to get me jammed.
Listen, listen.
Shit, man.
Ain't going back. You gotta accept. You gotta compose yourself.
I ain't talking about no jammed on no motherfucking.
people don't jam that.
You know what I'm saying?
Look,
On some other
the
shit,
moon-
bro. This shit crazy out
when
here.
it's talking
Y'all,
about
you gotta be
moon,
careful,
salt, bro.
dog.
Sprinkle some salt.
I'm gonna cancel this on this
Sprinkle
statement.
some salt, bro.
When you talk about the moon itself, the moon is the perfect distance from the planet Earth
Okay.
to reference the star to actually have a perfect eclipse. There's no other planet that has been identified with a moon that can do that in this whole star, in this solar system.
Mm-hmm.
None. And we discovered thousands of planets by now. Let that sink in.
But do any other planets have any life?
I don't know. Some probably do. But you talking to a person who don't believe in extraterrestrial. I believe in ultra. I believe in ultra-terrestrial. I be fucking with my cousin. I believe in ultra, which means extra-dimensional shit. Interdimensional. Yeah, interdimensional.
I love that.
You
That's
don't.
great.
That's my ideology.
Stop redlining.
I'm red pilling. That's what I'm doing.
No.
I'm not
We
red
ain't-
lining. No.
You
You think I'm red
I
lining?
do. I
feel
really
bad.
do. I really do.
Tell them the definition
I really
of your
do.
red liner. What's the red liner?
For me, you trying to get somebody to say some shit that they ain't fucking supposed to be saying.
Hey, all I can say is
I would interject your head. Don't say it.
I just did that for.
Like,
I just
I ain't-
did.
We went way off the subject. We
Hey,
talking about love.
No, look. I just did that.
Why
That's what I'm
relationships?
saying. That's what I'm saying. Red
Get
line. We
together.
talking about love. We talking about like shit.
We went way off the subject.
First, I got two things to say.
Shit.
First of all, I did that for a certain crowd that might be watching the podcast.
Mm.
Second of all, when it comes to love,
He redlining.
love is so unconditional. I don't know if y'all have a basic love.
Love is perspective.
Love is unconditional, man.
Love is
Love can be
perspective.
perspective.
Love is unconditional.
Love
Not
is
all love
Still
is
perspective.
unconditional.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love is
Still perspective.
unconditional.
Not
You
all
have
love
to
is
know the
unconditional.
problem to recognize a problem. And if that person has the same fucking problem you have, then how dare you put conditions on the love that you're giving out and they're supposed to
Ooh,
receive?
But that's what we do,
I
though.
agree with you.
But that's
But
what we
love
do.
is not always
you
unconditional.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
come on.
Because we
If love
can't
was
equate-
unconditional, people wouldn't get divorced.
And there wouldn't have been a war.
God.
There wouldn't be no war.
Hey, but this podcast is crazy.
Ain't gonna lie with you,
boy.
there wouldn't be no war.
Love should be unconditional.
Should be.
Say that.
It is unconditional.
Your
No,
love
it's
is
not.
unconditional.
No.
You know what?
that
You're
nigga.
right.
I love that nigga.
She
I
might
love
be.
that nigga. I love this nigga.
Hold on, bro. She might be right, bro.
Shit.
Love
on that
should be
point,
Love
it should be.
I feel that love is more so unbearing, where there's things that cannot be done by the person that you love that will make you not love them. But love is not unconditional, because people always set expectations on the person, the people that they do love. Sometimes those expectations are extremely unfair.
I agree with you. That people argue that the mother's love is way and big.